Okay, what we're going to do is talk a little bit about some acoustic blues licks that you can start trying to focus on. What I'm going to do is try and give you a variety of just a couple of picking ones and a couple of legato ones, so you've got some different things to think about. Now, needless to say, before you start any of these licks, the main thing to do is to practice your regimen stuff. You know, practice your pentatonic. Okay, try and use alternate picking, down up picking. Okay, there's lots of different ways that you can practice this. Obviously, just going straight up, coming back down, then you could move up a fret, and so on. If you know the other 5 positions, you can certainly work on those as well, and I would highly encourage you to do that. So if you could go from like first position to second position. And so on. Got a bad note up there. Anyway, so that's the way this is going to work. Now what we want to do is get into this first position of pentatonic and start learning how to do some things that are either picking or legato, which means hammer-ons and pull-offs or slides or any of those sorts of things. So what I want to do is I want to show you just a straightforward kind of pattern that people use very on a regular basis. And it's going to be that lick, okay? Okay, and what's happening is I'm going to be, right now I'm on the 2nd string, I'm on the 5th fret and the 8th fret, so I'm starting with my pinky on the 8th fret. I'm going to pluck that note and I'm going to do a pull off to the 5th fret. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 3rd string, 7th fret with my ring finger. Now it's imperative that I play that note with a down pick. Okay, because the most important part is coming up next. I want to play the next note, which is back to the 7th or 5th fret, excuse me, of the 2nd string with that same downstroke. Okay, I'm moving from 7 to 5 with 1 downstroke. Now the trick here is to get used to being able to push through those 2 notes. You're going to push through those without picking like this, which is what a lot of guitar players refer to as sweeping. Okay, if you think about it, what you're doing is going like this. You're not going, you're pushing through like that, like you were strumming, only you need to go slow enough to do the lick. So what you're going to do is you're going to play this first note, pull off, and then push down, down. Now the goal there is not to keep both fingers down, so you get that sound. You want to be able to play the first note and then get out of the way by the time you get to the next note. So what's a really great idea is to kill the strings underneath this first finger, which in this case would be the 1st string with this finger. And then I also touch the 3rd string above me with the tip of my 1st finger, so I kill that as well. And the reason I'm doing that is when I leave this string, if I don't, I'm going to get a kind of sound. If I touch it with this finger, it's going to go away. So you see what's happening economically is I'm getting 1 strum through 2 strings. That's creating 2 different notes. So I have now the trick is starting all over. When I go back to do this pinky, I have to start with an up strum this time. Now I could have started the very beginning with an up strum, only that just feels really uncomfortable to me, and it's kind of irrelevant because I have a pull off anyway, so I have time. But once I get into the lick, it's imperative that I do an up, because if I try and do it down, I just did down, down here. I'd have to jump over and do another down. Well, I'm already down here, so I can just come back up. Then I can do my pull off again. Now the nice thing about that lick is it's a very common thing to play. You know, that's what that whole stream of thing is little things thrown in with that lick. Okay, you could play that on the 1st string to the 2nd string by using your pinky. See, so now I'm going pinky, pinky. I could go to the 2nd string, go to my 3rd finger on the 3rd string, pentatonic of course, go to the third string and use 3 both times. Next one, 3. This one with 4 on the 6th string. So you see, I'm just using the notes of the pentatonic all the way across. Okay, so it makes for kind of a cool little movement that way. The other thing you want to start getting used to is setting up a rhythm, like one of those jam tracks that I've been trying to get you to play. You can get those off the website, off the stinemusiclessons.com site. And what you can do, start learning how to move rhythmically. So for instance, if you have a rhythm that's going, and you're going, you see? So you're just making up rhythms using those notes instead of just going. The goal is to learn how to shake up the rhythms that you're playing, double up notes, jump over notes. So you could double up. Okay. You could use the. See, that's how you start combining those ideas, and of course you always have your A's available for sort of your target note. See, I go there, add my vibrato. Repetition in there. That's what people really kind of attract to, is the sound of something reoccurring or a melody that they can attach to. If you just play, there's really nothing happening. It just sounds like a bunch of different notes. So you want to try and organize them. And you'll notice I stop at times. I might let that note ring out. That way it gives you a chance to breathe. That's really what you're doing on the guitar, is breathing. You might actually stop playing entirely. See, or if you just play, this is over and over and over and over and over. So you want to break things into little pieces as you're playing. It's almost like scat singing. When you're playing over a rhythm, you know, you want to be able to think of rhythms in your head over that rhythm. So, whatever it might be. You see, try and think of those things in your head. The more you listen to music, the more you want to hear those things. You know, listen to artists like, you know, B.B. King, or, you know, any acoustic blues stuff. Kind of hear how that phrasing works. So hopefully that makes sense.